at Anderson Air Force Base. Holiday friends and good evening. I'm Jason Salas. These are tonight's top stories. While some may believe he was sucker punched, the Attorney General's office during a press conference this afternoon announced the actions of a police officer who struck a man who was cuffed and in custody were justified.
The video went viral and sparked a GPD internal affairs investigation, an FBI investigation, and a separate investigation by the Attorney General's office. On Tuesday afternoon, AG Leyton Camacho and Chief Prosecutor Basil O'Malley announced there simply wasn't enough evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that police officer Joey Uggan used excessive force when arresting Joe Pert Carlos on December 3rd of last year at Epal Beach in Tumon.
And as egregious as the edited video appears for those who watch that, our independent investigation is conducted by our chief investigator. We talked to all the people at the scene, the lifeguard, the tourists who were there, the other police officers, and even the person who actually took the video, and it was determined that the officer's actions were justified and within reason, and for that reason we believe there is no probable cause to charge the officer with any crime.
As we reported, Carlos was the man cuffed in the viral video. Police were responding to a report from a lifeguard who alleged that Carlos tried to assault him, was calling out other people to fight, and was swinging punches at random people. Court documents state that Carlos thrust himself backwards toward the officer and kicked the rear bumper of the patrol car. It was then that Officer Uggan allegedly conducted an open palm strike to Carlos's abdomen to gain compliance and place him back into the police car. Carlos was charged with criminal mischief, assault, and disorderly conduct, while Officer Uggan was placed on leave and an investigation was launched.
We looked at the video many times. It was determined that the individual was resisting and he was refusing to get back into the car, and the open palm slap to the abdomen is perfectly allowed. It's allowed under the police rules, and is almost like the most minimal use of force to gain compliance. And when you look at the video, you can see, if you look carefully, you can see where the individual has kicked the car in order to avoid being put inside the police officer's vehicle. And so that's why we felt, based on that and talking to the other individuals at the scene, it was justified police force.
The AG's office says it interviewed witnesses in this case, including the police officers on scene, tourists, the individual who shot the video that went viral, but not Carlos. According to AG Camacho, at the end of the day, they made the ethical decision not to prosecute.
We've evaluated the case. We've made a determination we cannot prove this case with beyond a reasonable doubt. And if people are upset that we are doing our jobs, there's not really much we can do.
KUAM is waiting for comments from FBI spokesperson Jason White on the status of their investigation. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matsanani.
And as always, you can stream today's announcement right now on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Elsewhere tonight, the case against Leyton Borja has been dismissed, and evidently it may be because of a search warrant slip-up by Guam's finest. Adriana Cotero explains in our next report.
Following a raid at a Dededo ranch, Leyton Borja was arrested and indicted for possession of a Schedule II controlled substance with intent to deliver as a first-degree felony, and possession of a Schedule II controlled substance as a third-degree felony. Those charges are all dismissed this afternoon by Judge Anita Socola. This comes after the prosecution made an oral declaration of their basis for filing the motion. Assistant Attorney General Dennis Lee.
These charges were followed after the execution of a search warrant that was based upon a source of information. Now, following the charges and the presentation of the information to the grand jury, the return of the indictment, and looking into the matter further, we have been finding that there are issues regarding the execution of that warrant.
Attorney Lee told the court it was the nature of the area, namely ownership and access to the property. It's those issues and on Borja's attorney Charles McDonald's assertion that the court grants the dismissal. According to McDonald, through legal review and investigation, the defense uncovered numerous instances where law enforcement officers withheld exculpatory information which could have exonerated Mr. Borja from the Attorney General's office. and that exculpatory evidence was never submitted to the grand jury. This was not challenged by the government, and they agreed to the dismissal. McDonald thanks the AG's office, stating, quote, "The prosecution division recognized that there were significant issues regarding the search warrant that had been executed in the case and issues regarding who actually resided at the residence," end quote. Since the case was dismissed without prejudice, the prosecution has the ability to charge the case again. KUAM asked the Office of the Attorney General how they plan to move forward, and AG spokeswoman Carlina Charfaraz said, quote, "We cannot say at this time," end quote. As we've reported, due to these allegations and charges brought forth against Borja, he was summoned by the district court. Borja was placed on supervised release conditions for his federal conviction, and a violation hearing was pending the outcome of this case. The district court continued Borja's violation hearing for March. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Also from the crime beat, it's now been over 48 hours since his arrest, and Dwayne Peters has still not been charged and was released from prison. He was arrested Saturday morning along with his wife Natasha for allegedly raping a minor that they know. Natasha was charged and appeared in court Monday before Magistrate Judge Jonathan Kwan yesterday, and her attorney, Assistant Public Defender Ali Nussbaum, argued for the dismissal of charge 2, count 2 with the special allegation, and the court granted that. Natasha admitted she and her husband included the victim, who was under the age of 14, in sexual intercourse, and Dwayne had sex with them both. Documents further state the assault started in March of 2012 when the victim was about 11 and continued until January of last year. According to GPD, they'd been searching for Dwayne for several months after a complaint was filed nearly a year ago. Police had learned he moved up north to Saipan. When arriving over the weekend at the airport, officers arrested him. The AG's office told KUAM, quote, "The Peters matter is still a very active investigation being handled by their office and law enforcement." Natasha's next court appearance was scheduled for the 27th. Well, Chief Prosecutor Basil O'Malley says if anyone's to blame for the delays in the case involving Marc Torre Jr., it is the defense.
On February 4th, Marc Torre Jr.'s attorney, Jay Arreola, filed a motion to dismiss the case based on the speedy trial clock running out. The defense argued that it was on October 8th, 2019, when Torre asserted his right to a speedy trial, which by law means that the trial should have started within the legally required 60-day period. According to the AG's opposition, the delays in the case were caused by motions filed by the defense. From October 2019 to February 7th, a total of 13 different motions were filed. The defense, meanwhile, also argued that Superior Court failed to assign the case to an available judge who could try it to its conclusion. As we reported, Judge Michael Bordalio was the initial judge. However, he notified the court of his impending resignation as early as January 8th. Arreola argues the court did not act to assign another judge until January 22nd, when 2 other judges filed notices of disqualification. O'Malley responded, however, that Bordalio stated numerous times that he planned to resign but continued to move forward with jury selection, which lasted 3 weeks due to the notoriety of the case and the difficulty in finding jurors that would not prejudice both sides. The AG's office maintains, quote, "The people cannot stress enough that the delays in this case were due to the defendant's conduct and were to the defendant's benefit," end quote. Torre faces charges of negligent homicide and aggravated assault for the 2015 fatal shooting of fellow police officer Albert Piolo. A retrial is being held after the Supreme Court last year threw out his initial conviction. A hearing on the motion is scheduled for February 21st at 10 a.m. before Superior Court Judge Arthur Barcinas. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
To business headlines now, GVB held its second briefing with industry officials on efforts to safeguard against coronavirus. And as Sabrina now reports, while everyone is doing their part, the numbers aren't looking so good.
Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association President Mary Rhodes advised tourism industry folks to wake up, even though Guam's public health, the airport, and GVB are doing its best to ward off the coronavirus. More needs to be done.
I think that we all have to really take the time to understand what this is going to mean for Guam. And it is not a short-term thing. We have to look at it when we've reacted or what has happened over the years with other types of outbreaks or situations.
For example, after the North Korea threat, it took Guam 2 years to see an upswing in the Japanese market. And with concerns over the coronavirus, GVB reported at least 14,000 cancellations to the territory. Guam has 0 cases of the coronavirus and the threat is low. But Rhodes warns Guam's economy will still likely take a hit.
I think that people in general are going to choose not to travel, which is what's recommended anyway. So I think people will practice safe measures on that and make good decisions. But at the same time, with 60% of our GDP relying on tourism, we are all going to be impacted one way or another. 35% of employment here on Guam relies on tourism. So you all have to take that message back to your management teams and really start planning ahead.
The Guam Chamber of Commerce attempted to plan ahead by writing a letter to the governor requesting a moratorium on the March 1st implementation of the minimum wage hike. Chamber Chairwoman Christine Boleto writing, quote, the impact of this current crisis could translate to a reduction in 33% in income for employees directly and indirectly involved in the tourism industry. The detrimental effect on our economy and community would be significant. The moratorium, if it did go through, would be in effect until September 1st. Governor Lulian Guerrero shot it down.
By law, it's mandated to be effective on March, and we are going to abide by the law. So we are not going to I am not going to put a moratorium on minimum wage.
Meanwhile, Rhodes says businesses should start preparing now, adding there's no telling how long the downturn will last because there is no cure for the coronavirus at this time. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matsunani.
And with the threat of coronavirus, a pandemic involving the disease looming, this year's Kom North military exercise takes on some added significance, with the training including large-scale humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, which could be a preparation for a real-life scenario. Our next report is with Nestor Lecanto.
More than 2,000 troops and over 100 aircraft from the U.S., Japan, and Australia are here for the annual multilateral military exercise. Captain Marc Larder of the Royal Australian Air Force is this year's task force commander.
Exercise Kom North has always allowed us to train together, align our techniques, our procedures, our practices, and that really is all about real life, preserving peace in a particular region, and also allowing us all to respond to a particular region's priorities.
KUAM was invited to witness the training in action. We were flown to 2 different locations in the CNMI where the scenario involves staged humanitarian aid and disaster relief operations. These tents were set up as the command center here on the island of Tinian, known for purposes of this exercise as Baikira. Wing Commander Melissa Nielsen of the RAAF is in charge of the Baikira camp, where they're coordinating the import of relief supplies and medical assistance to injured residents.
We then hand that over through Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, through USAID and JICA, who then make sure that the aid is delivered to the people of Baikira. So that's the general scenario that we have set up. We actually have a couple of medical scenarios in play at the moment. I think you just saw one of the gentlemen up the front. So the medical people are actually out and about at the moment dealing with those medical casualties.
Okay, so we've arrived at our second destination, the island of Roto. For purposes of the exercise, though, it's called Rua. And as you can see, it looks to be like a military hospital or a MASH unit that's been set up out here right next to the airport. U.S. Air Force Major Brian Johnson is in charge of the camp on Rua.
We have behind us 2 tents from the Expeditionary Medical Support System. So the whole purpose of the tents are to make sure we can receive patients, provide that resuscitated care, stabilize them, and then if they need higher echelon of care, we move them out through the aeromedical evacuation system.
The training is designed to prepare the troops for real-life situations, even a global coronavirus pandemic.
We've been in constant communication with our RAF and our JASDEP counterparts on, as well as our other foreign military observers that are here, what we can, what's the best way to proceed if it were to hit the area. But I think we've got a good plan in place. And the most important thing is the communication has already been happening, so we're well prepared.
Reporting from camps Baikira and Rua, also known as Tinian and Rota, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Kom North exercises run through the 28th. And as we reported on Facebook earlier today, some very unfortunate news as the former mayor of Jonya, Kenjo Atta, has passed away. The Mayor's Council confirmed that he died this morning, with Atta having served as mayor for the Central Village for a single term from 2013 to 2016. Now, he was not only a village leader, but also an adjunct professor at the University of Guam, a member of the U.S. Merchant Marines, as well as a popular local musician. He also ran for senator unsuccessfully in Decision 2018. Angel Sablan with the Mayor's Council says his family is asking for privacy at this time. Kenjo Atta is survived by his wife, Estelle, and 2 sons. Also tonight, a bill to appropriate $10 million to the hospital may have been allowed to lapse into law, but according to the governor, it can't be executed. The $10 million is to go towards the replacement of an electrical panel, pay for a generator, roof repairs, and to purchase an electronic record system. The legislation was passed unanimously by all senators that were present, with the governor sharing the legislature's desire to fix GMH's problems now. She writes that because she also recognizes $10 million is not enough, she's asked GITA to immediately consider financing options for that project. And speaking of the hospital, Healthcare Oversight Committee Chairperson Senator Therese Terlahi has introduced legislation prioritizing millions in the governor's proposed budget to go towards GMH improvement. She said the governor's proposed budget doesn't allocate funding for the known urgent capital improvement needs at the moment. Her bill would immediately dedicate an additional $11 million to GMH to prioritize equipment, from fiscal year 2021 revenues. This investment will allow for the adequate planning and thorough vetting of additional long-term construction plans for the hospital. Well, let us go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
In 2019, we raised the bar by launching the first ever lifetime powertrain warranty on new Hyundais. And now we're excited to share that starting February 1st, all new 2020 Jeeps, Ram trucks, and Dodge Performance cars will come with a lifetime powertrain warranty. That includes all your favorites like the Jeep Gladiator and award-winning Ram 1500.
So come on over to Cars Plus and experience what makes us different, like our homegrown culture, state-of-the-art facility, world-class products, and unparalleled value.
Attention Guam business owners. Green Energy Solutions would like to help you save on your power bill. We supply various LED lighting, energy-efficient air conditioners, solar thermal VRF systems, and solar panels. You can count on our product warranty and quick turnaround and immediate response service. GESI has saved other local businesses over 80% off their power. Call us to see how much we can save your business. Call us today at 647-8111 or visit gesiguam.com for more information.
Based on the blockbuster that has critics craving. It's the all-new Buffalo Chicken Nacho Fries, topped with shredded chicken and drizzled with tangy buffalo sauce. Bring home this mouth-watering sequel with Taco Bell delivery.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
We're still coming to you on Facebook Live as the evening of February 15th saw police respond to a report of a traffic accident here in Dedido. A vehicle driven by Amon Inek struck 2 bicyclists who suffered injuries. When interviewing Inek, officers noted his eyes were bloodshot and watery and his breath and person smelled of alcohol. When he was transported to the nearby Dedido precinct, Inek submitted to a breath test indicating his blood alcohol content was 0.189. Inek was charged with vehicular negligence as a third-degree felony and driving while impaired. 26-year-old Joseph Bondoc was arrested for family violence, strangulation, and terrorizing a woman. Court documents state that on Valentine's Day, Bondoc pulled the victim's hair and pushed her into a concrete wall, at which time she hit her head. He also strangled her and stuffed a shirt in her mouth before threatening to kill her and her child with a kitchen knife. Bondoc was picked up 2 days later and told police he used a baby cloth to cover the victim's mouth and used both hands to grab her arms and shove her. Elsewhere tonight, allegedly drunk and throwing rocks is what led to the arrest of Andel Jimmy Arucci on February 16th. Around 4:30 in the morning, police responded to a call of a man throwing rocks from the Summer Garden Apartments in Pacific Towers condo in Tamuning. Aruchi was spotted under a stairwell and identified as the perpetrator, with police giving chase to him. Once in custody, Aruchi resisted and had to be subdued. Police noted he smelled of alcohol and was found with a bag containing suspected meth. He's 20 years old and was busted for drug possession, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and public drunkenness. Joseph McDonald has stepped down from his position as Port Authority legal counsel, citing personal reasons. Port GM Roy Respicio confirmed that it was back in August of last year McDonald, a former chief prosecutor, was hired, replacing then legal counsel Mike Phillips. His resignation is effective on the 28th. In more positive news, the UOG has received good news as it anticipates reaffirmation of its accreditation in 2024. An interim report submitted to the Western Association of Schools and Colleges was commended for its work to enhance student success, develop institutional data, and improve the review process for degree programs. Senior Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs, Dr. Anita Borja Enriquez, who serves as the university's accreditation liaison, said, "It's a testament to the collective proactive efforts by the administrators, faculty, and staff to drive continuous improvement to support high-quality programs, degree completion, and overall value." And also tonight, Pioneers of Progress is the theme for Engineers, Architects, and Land Surveyors Week. And to recognize that community's hard work and the important role that those professionals play, a ceremony was signed this morning in Adelup. Scott Thompson is the president of the Society of American Military Engineers.
Engineers, like all pioneers, use their knowledge, creativity, and sense of adventure to cross frontiers. Engineers have led us into space and deep below the ocean's surface. They have connected millions of people through advances in communication and transportation.
Engineers, Architects, and Land Surveyors Week was founded back in 1951, dedicated to ensuring a diverse and well-educated future engineering workforce, understanding and increasing an understanding of the interest of STEM-related careers. Sports is next. Please stay tuned.
Make every day a plus.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Hila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
Rananim, ite Senator Clint Rogel. Soon the 2020 Census of Guam teams will be visiting your homes. Let's all help them collect the information they need to create more jobs, better education, and accessible health care for our clans, our families, and our fellow Micronesians. Inikichchon wesen nonomlon kwam eupung pue sipue pal fitele makalong lonai maken iteyen chochon aramas. Together we can lift each other up and help shape a better future for all. Kiniso Chapur.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. I'll get to some footage from Battle Showcase 4 that was held at the drag strip in Jigo in just a bit. But first off, news on the Bank of Guam men's national basketball team as they prepare to take on New Zealand in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifier. Check it out. The Guam Basketball Confederation has been working closely with the government of Guam throughout the FIBA Asia Cup qualifier planning process, and due to ongoing concerns with the coronavirus, the governor has officially canceled the February 20th game between Guam and Hong Kong out of abundance of caution. The GBC forwarded the letter from Governor Leon Guerrero to FIBA, the governing body of international basketball in Hong Kong's National Basketball Federation, and explained the game is not allowed to be held in Guam at this time. The Guam versus New Zealand game will go on as originally scheduled at 5 p.m. on Sunday, February 23rd, with doors open by 3 p.m. at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. Food trucks, drink concessions, and others will be set up for what will be an exciting live sports experience. Tickets are on sale for Guam versus New Zealand at all Foodies locations and online at ctickets.us/GBC2020 for $20 in advance. Let's take a look now at footage from Battle Showcase 4 held at the Guam International Raceway drag strip in Jigo.
Green Energy Solutions, Inc. would like to congratulate GU Self-Storage along with Calvo Enterprises in doing their part by going green with a monthly power reduction by over 80%. Power consumption before installation was 39,700 kilowatt hours. After installation ended in 6,221 kilowatt hours, which resulted in savings over $10,000 a month. GESI also offers LED lights, solar thermal VRF air conditioning, and solar photovoltaics. Visit our website and let us help you save.
Based on the blockbuster that has critics craving. It's the all-new Buffalo Chicken Nacho Fries, topped with shredded chicken and drizzled with tangy buffalo sauce. Bring home this mouth-watering sequel with Taco Bell delivery.
My family is on whole home Wi-Fi powered by Plume.
Since we installed the Docomo whole home Wi-Fi, what did you guys notice about it?
When you pull up the driveway, it automatically connects, and I don't have to get out of my car right away and come upstairs to go on my phone.
My favorite thing is that it doesn't buffer when I'm watching YouTube.
My favorite thing is that when Addie calls now, there's no lag. Like before, it used to be where I couldn't see her sometimes and I have to hang up and then call her back, and now I don't have to do that.
You know what's a good thing too is that when you come over to visit, I could give you your own password. I can assign a time limit so that I can say that you can only be on it for 1 hour. So that means you won't get in trouble from your mom.
And then you can go home.
The thing that I love the most is that I can freeze the internet for periods of time so that we can enjoy dinner time like this. Why are you rolling your eyes? So I'll turn it back on after dinner.
Whole home Wi-Fi powered by Plume. Docomo Pacific, better together.
Now here's regional headlines.
Hafa-Day Guam, here are the headlines for CNMI. Another theft and burglary has happened to a middle school here on Saipan. Over the weekend, Hopwood Middle School received damage to 21 of their classrooms, according to Hopwood Middle School principal Dr. Rizalina Liwag. She states items taken were mostly teachers' personal items and cash. Classes are held in air-conditioned tents due to destruction to the school's campus from Super Typhoon U2. Dr. Liwag says there is a security guard at the campus, but he didn't see the tear in the tents until the next morning. KSPN reached out to the Department of Public Safety for information on the suspect or suspects involved in the incident, but has not received a response as of news time.
We have engaged the services of Recondo and Associates to review our the concession plan for Rhoda. And originally it wasn't included in their scope of work to review the Rhoda International Airport. And the additional scope is $53,000. There's some interest in Rhoda basically right now to enter into a public-private partnership to expand and renovate the airport down there. And at a time when we're looking to save money, we also kind of have to take a step back and say, hey, if this is an opportunity, to stimulate economic growth on the island of Rhoda, $53,000, is a worthy investment. And the people of Rhoda have been desperately, seeking for some type of economic break. And if it takes making additional further cuts so that they can have the $53,000 to get the expertise that they need to be able to roll out this RFP so that the concessions can go out, then I think it's a worthy investment.
For more news, visit SaipanTV.com. For KSPN2 News, I'm Ashley McDowell.
And now here's tonight's birthday shoutouts. Thanks everyone for sending in your birthday shoutouts for this Tuesday, February 18th. Here we go. Happy birthday, starting with birthday recipient on her 18th birthday, Eliza Rivera. We all love you, says your family. Happy birthday also to Francis Ungakta. Happy birthday, Grandma and Mom, from your loving family. Dina Marbibi also celebrates a birthday today. And happy birthday, Mommy, say Dion, Donovan, Deanne, and Daddy. And happy birthday number 14 to Serenity Lazama. We love you as much as you love K-pop. That's awesome. Much love from the family and your sissy, Ty. Also, some belated birthday wishes going out to, born on the 15th, was Regine Elika Tayano Duenas. Happy belated birthday to my headache, but the love of my life. My life wouldn't be the same without you in it. You're an amazingly strong yet sensitive woman. I love you with all that I am. Heart, your husband, Joshua, and the kids. Also, happy birthday to Anthony Ray Augustine, who was born on the 16th. Happy first birthday from Mommy, Daddy, Mama, Grandma, and Grandpa. And Xander Honey Salas, who I'm probably related to, and that is super awesome, who was born on the 16th. Happy birthday, Xander Honey Salas. Love your family, which includes all of us here at KUAM, everybody on Guam, and everybody at Cold Stone Creamery. Make sure that you are part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by going to KUAM.com and clicking on birthdays, and make sure you stay tuned because more good stuff is coming up.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Green Energy Solutions, Inc. Visit GESIGuam.com or call 647-8111 for more details on how we can help your business save money.